My colleagues, I rise to let you know a little bit about who I am. My mother, I may have mentioned before in this chambers, was born in Athens, Georgia. Her mother, my grandmother, died at age 22 in 1932. And my inauguration, my community inauguration, I listed that in the back of the program along with my father's. Eddie York Chu, a Chinese immigrant that came here many years ago, and James Robert Rudd from Danville, Virginia. I say to you that my grandmother was the descendant of slaves in Georgia. And when I went down there many years ago, when I was taking my daughter down to look at schools in the Atlanta, Georgia area, we stopped in Athens, Georgia, and if you know right now, that's a big college town. But the slave owners back then, many of them brothers were Willingham, so my family's maiden names were Willingham. And I've done research through Ancestry.com and my oldest daughter, and we've gone back to 1860. In 1860, the U.S. Census data did not list individuals by the names, especially if you were a slave. They only listed the slave owners and then listed either male or female in approximate age. And I'm still trying to find my family's history because, as you know, most blacks going back then were poor and descendants of, slave owners that basically had the mixture, and that's why, if you look at my color of my skin and others, there's all shades of blackness. But I say all of that to give you a little bit about who I am. And I remember when James Brown, the #1 soul singer, came out with a song, "Say It Loud, I'm black and I'm proud." Because quite frankly, when that came out, blacks all over was taking the proudness of being black. And in the city council, I co-chaired the Black, Latino, and Asian Caucus for 8 years. I'm a member of the state's body, the Black, Puerto Rican, Latino, Asian Caucus. I want everyone, no matter who you are, to be proud of yourselves and proud of your family's background. In doing some research on my grandmother is buried in a colored cemetery. And there's no gravestone because they were poor. And back in 1932 when she died, talking to some of the people of the cemetery that's trying to revive it, at that time they put a stick in the ground with your name on it, and obviously that stick is gone. So they know the geographical area where she's buried, but they don't know which grave. So I just say that little bit to say, sometimes I used to hear people speak about all of us, and they say, we all are immigrants. And in my mind, I said, oh, no, we're not. Some of us did not immigrate here. Some of us were brought here as slaves. That's a big difference. But the bottom line is that we are all brothers and sisters of the human race. And that's why I've given blood to help somebody else live. I've given platelets. That's why I was in the bone marrow bank. If I could help somebody else live, that's what it's about. That's why I've signed the back of my driver's license. If I'm brain dead, I want to use my organs to help somebody else live. So we're all brothers and sisters. But I say to you, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. And I support the resolution. Thank you.